From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, March the 7th, 2023. Israeli forces entered the Jenin refugee camp in the West Bank early this morning to arrest the terrorists suspected of murdering two Israeli brothers, Hillel and Yagel Yaniv, as they drove through the Palestinian village of Huwara just over a week ago. The IDF said the Israeli forces fired shoulder-fired rockets and used additional measures against a building where the wanted man was barricaded. During the joint operation with the Shin Bet, the IDF said the troops came under massive fire and they returned fire, noting also that armed men were identified who shot at the fighters from an ambulance and used it as cover, and that explosives and blocks were thrown at the Israeli troops as well. The suspected terrorist who killed the Yaniv brothers was killed during the raid. 5 other Palestinians were also reportedly killed, presumably who were involved in the firefight. It is unclear if any civilians were harmed. 2 Israeli officers were lightly hurt. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with senior Israeli officials in Washington yesterday. State Department spokesperson Ned Price said Blinken met with Israeli Minister for Strategic Affairs Ron Dermer and National Security Advisor Tzachi Hanegbi, saying they discussed the enduring strength of the U.S.-Israel bilateral relationship, and that the secretary reiterated that the United States is committed to preventing Iran from developing a nuclear weapon, and noted the importance of today's U.S.-Israel Strategic Consultative Group in advancing mutual cooperation on threats posed by Iran, also expressing concern regarding the continuing violence in Israel and the West Bank, and emphasized the need for all parties to take steps to restore calm and de-escalate tensions. Hanegbi and Dermer also met with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan yesterday at the White House with the senior Israeli interagency delegation. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said the officials reviewed with significant concern advances in Iran's nuclear program and affirmed their mutual objective of further enhancing the long-standing security partnership between Israel and the United States, and reviewed efforts to further deepen Israel's security and political integration into the Middle East region through the Abraham Accords and other formats like the I2U2, adding that Sullivan re-emphasized President Biden's unshakable commitment to Israel's security. An American Jewish Committee CEO Ted Deutsch led a delegation from the AJC's Asia Pacific Institute today, meeting with senior ministers in the Indian government in New Delhi. Part of AJC's efforts, it wrote, to strengthen ties between the Jewish community and one of the world's most populous nations. Deutsch said it was a pleasure to meet these leaders at a time when ties between India and both the United States and Israel continue to improve every day. AJC is focused on realizing the immense opportunities for economic, strategic, and technological cooperation between Israel, India, and the United States, as well as through the I2U2 group. That group includes India, the U.S., Israel, and the United Arab Emirates, and focuses on joint investments and new initiatives in water, energy, transportation, space, health, technology, and food security. Well, thousands of Jewish teenagers gathered last month in Dallas, Texas for the 2023 International Convention of the Pluralistic Jewish Teen Movement, BBYO. Representing the group said the largest gathering of young Jewish leaders in the world, focused on combating antisemitism and making a positive difference in their local communities. The teens were joined by educators, celebrities, and political figures from around the world, including former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett and Second Gentleman of the U.S., Douglas Emhoff, who both engaged with the young Jewish leaders in 2 separate roundtable events. And 17-year-old Stamford, Connecticut local teen Zachary Price was elected to BBYO's esteemed international board at the gathering as vice president of membership. Price said, in a time when the Jewish people need to work together, I am excited to focus on improving the interconnectivity of Jewish teens in every community across the world. Mazel Tov, Zachary. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, March the 7th at 7 o'clock. Rabbi Ammiel Hirsch finds inspiration in the recent discovery by Israeli archaeologists of textile scraps containing the brilliant color of purple, the same mentioned in the Torah in reference to King Solomon's court. At 7:30, Jewish comic Elon Gold is featured. At 8, AJC leaders Holly Huffnagle, Meggie, Wyschogrod, Fredman, and Melanie, Maron, Pell address a range of issues relating to how American Jews are experiencing and confronting antisemitism in 2023. At 9, the late Jackie Mason on L'chaim. At 10, comedian Benji Lovett explores Israeli society. And coming up next, it's Good Week, Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, March the 7th, 2023. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.